What's going on YouTube? It's AyoRichie here and I'm back with another video. In this video, I wanted to do a video more targeted at the newer Leo players and the people picking up Tekken and just trying to understand a basic approach that you can take to the game. And what I wanted to talk about was punishment. So just on a basic level, things that you want to be able to do and perform, at some point. Obviously, it's not something that you're going to just be able to do straight away because you have to get used to block stun and things of that nature. But I just want to give you ideas very early on what your punishment could be looking like and what you want to aim for. So for the most part, you're going to be blocking lows and stuff, and you might not punish it, but sorry, Leo was just making the maddest face that just killed me off. Alright, wait, okay, I can't get him to do that face again, but that was hilarious. What the hell? Alright, so obviously something that's hard to grasp in fighting games as a newer player is obviously knowing when to block low and when to obviously block mid attacks. So as you're playing and developing your skills and stuff, you're gonna be under pressure. You're gonna be pressured by mids, lows of all kinds, so many different lows, and you want to be able to, obviously, once you do block a low, you want to be able to get your reward for blocking low, since 99% of moves that are low are punishable. So obviously you want to know what your punish is, right? So for the most part, whilst in for 1+2, that is your 11 frame punisher, so that is going to be your move that punishes practically almost every low. Obviously there are more unsafe lows, some lows that even stagger on block, where there's an animation of your opponent's leg getting caught by your block. So it's more of a signal that okay, you should really punish this heavily. So if you get used to that animation quite a bit, then you'll be able to launch your opponent. But for the most part, whilst in for 1+2, what does whilst in for 1+2 do for us? So when we land our heat engager, we are +17, and this is an indication that it's now time to go crazy and get my offense started, pressure my opponent, all of that good stuff. So the kind of options I can go for immediately: hell sweep, back 1-4 into K&K mix if I really want to. So obviously if you do go for that, then you might want to cash out with a K&K 2 just for the counter hit, because the newer opponents will probably be more prone to pressing and not knowing what to press in that scenario. So something to think about. And also, when you do your heat engager, you can also just do your heat smash straight after, and if you get the wall, the possibility of doing big damage is right there. As you can see, 98 damage. But obviously if you might not have a combo down yet, you might just be getting a feel for the character, so you might want to go for like a single hit follow-up or something, like a forward 1+2, and you're still going to do a lot of damage, so it's pretty good. So there's that. Another thing I wanted to point out, so Leo is a character that has access to a full crouch sweep from crouch. So obviously in order to block a low, you crouch to block, so you're already in crouch. So now when you block a low, even if you block and you kind of hesitate on the punish, you can still go for a full crouch sweep into block 2. So you still get a reward for blocking lows, and this technique, blocking lows and then punishing with full crouch sweep, will work at the highest level of play. This will work against top players. It's worked against practically everyone I've played to some extent. So yeah, super strong punishment tool. Some lows, if you block as well, I mean, you can go for like a hell sweep. So if you're late in terms of like block punishing, you might be standing up afterwards, and you can kind of go for a hell sweep, go for a mix, take your turn instead of just standing there and not really knowing what to do. And if you're also late on blocking a low, you can go for a mid, take your frames, go for an up forward 2-1 into heat burst and get a full combo. The purpose of this video obviously isn't combos and stuff, so obviously there won't be notations on the screen for combos in this video, but I'm just trying to give you guys ideas, you know, as a newer player, what you can do when blocking lows, because these things are going to stick with you throughout the whole time of you playing Leo. If you want to go for launch punishable, if you are getting comfortable with blocking lows and can, you know, tell when something is launch punishable, then obviously you want to go for a hop kick, or you want to go for a while standing 2. Those are your launch punishing options. So something to just keep in mind. I'm going to show you a bonus clip at the end of this video of a optimal punish on a certain character's low, which could be quite interesting and funny to you guys watching. So stay tuned for that as well. But yeah, so that is really it for the lows, to be honest. You know, on a basic level, I don't want to just feed you too much information, but the things that you should probably focus on as a newer player, just starting out with Leo. And yeah, now I want to talk about so 10 frame punishment. So if a opponent does a minus 10 move, so for instance, they just do while standing 3-1 with Leo, and I punish with 1-4. Now 1-4 is the topic of this because when the game first came out, I made a video about 1-4 not being very good and, you know, being super punishable on block. But if we just look at it for what it is in this game and it being great punishment wise, then I think we can see, you know, that forward 4 on block is plus 9 for us. So hold on, let me just leave that there. And okay, so yeah, so okay, all right, so yeah, 1-4. I wanted to showcase forward 4. Okay, so forward 4 plus 9, as you can see. So 2 frames less plus than 1-4 on hit. So the difference between forward 4 on block and 1-4 on hit is that your K&K mix is now more rewarded because they can no longer crouch jab to interrupt your stomp, and they can't single jab to interrupt your hop kick. So those 2 things become a frame trap. So when you really think about it, when you're playing against people that mash against your K&K mix and stuff, your way of like stopping them after a forward 4 is K&K 2, which is risky because they can duck and launch it. So when you really think about it, you now have a punish and you're in K&K stance, but now they can't jab check or down jab check you out of the mix-up. So the mix-up is actually way more valid than doing a forward 4 on block. So yeah, I don't know if people have actually, you know, I mean, people would have figured that out, you know, it's quite obvious, you know, if you look at the frames, it tells you. But like, this is what makes this particular punish, you know, better than you might think. Because I just want to quickly explain that the stomp is homing, so K&K 4 is homing. K&K 3 can be stepped one side, which is cool, but if they step in any direction, they get hit by more tools now. They get hit by K&K 2. If they step to Leo's left, they get hit by K&K 1+2. So yeah, it's a weird predicament. No, if they step to the right, that's not important anyways. The point is they can't step more situations when 1-4 lands on hit. So I know I'm gonna get comments like, this guy's questioning what his character can do and he's supposed to be, you know, good lay or whatever. But yeah, that's not the purpose of this video. 1-4 obviously gives us more options on hit than it does when you do forward 4 on block and you're in the same scenario because you're in K&K mix, right? So how you go about your your options after the 1-4 is important, because your opponent is definitely under more pressure when, you know, you punish them with a 1-4. If you go for a 1-2 plus 8, not that much damage, you really have to think like, do I want to do a lot less damage when I could be mixing my opponent? And it's not that bad. Like at first I was thinking, you know, it's not really that good. The options are a bit limited, but you don't really have to go for the big sweep. You don't really have to go for the K&K 3 1+2. You don't really have to go for these slow moves that can get you caught out. You can kind of just run, you know, the 3, or you run the stomp, or you run the heat engager, or you run the K&K 2. So all of these options become very valid after a 10 frame punish. So if you're punishing, you know, majority of moves with 1-4, you know, then you can kind of go for them kind of options. And I think it's good to do so. Honestly, it's definitely good to do so. So yeah, 10 frame punish, low block punishment, full crouch sweep on some low blocks. Getting comfortable doing stuff like that is gonna get you your extra damage and, you know, see you over some matches as long as you're sharp and on point. Now let's get on to the bonus punish. So this is a very fun one against Nina Williams. Something that I've been doing quite a lot whenever I play against a Nina player. If I block this move, I will make it my goal to always punish them in this way because it's just so rewarding. So what I'm doing here to punish this, as you can see, is -37. So I'm doing crouch cancel, down back 3. And you have a lot of time to do this because you have 6 frames of leniency. So what I'm doing here is I'm pressing up and then I'm pressing down back 3. And obviously you can see when it's a punish and you can see when it's not a punish, due to the gold writing popping up. So yeah, you can mess this up, but when you land it, it is pretty amazing. And yeah, those are the fun things you can do eventually. Down back 3, a move known typically for crushing mids and, you know, all these other shenanigans, but using it for block punishment is quite a cool feat to have on your character. So that's been the video. If you like the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if this video helps you in any way, and I'm gonna try and make this into like a little series where I kind of give some kind of beginner tips on a regular basis. So look forward to the next one, and take it easy, everyone. Peace.